Yo, Broncos Country! Man, you're not going to believe the bombshell that just dropped at Mile High. The Denver Broncos aren't just sitting at 9 wins and 2 losses. We just got news that completely changes the AFC playoff picture. While everyone's sleeping on our team, Sean Payton is orchestrating something that could turn this conference upside down. And today, I'm going to reveal the secret move that's leaving ESPN analysts with their jaws on the floor. I'm a die-hard Denver Broncos fan, and what I'm about to show you goes against everything you've heard about our chances. Stick with me, because there's a detail involving our defense, led by Vance Joseph, that could take us straight to the Super Bowl. Ready? Look, I'm going to be straight with you, like we talk here on the streets of Denver. Yesterday was one of those Sundays you mark on the calendar and keep for the rest of your life. You know when you wake up already expecting disappointment, but the universe conspires in our favor? That's exactly what happened in the AFC playoffs. And the craziest part? Everything we needed to happen, happened. I was here at home, with my breakfast getting cold on the table, glued to the TV watching Kansas City Chiefs against Indianapolis Colts. And man, my heart was saying one thing, but my head was screaming something completely different. Because I'm going to tell you a secret that most Denver Broncos fans don't want to admit. We needed the Chiefs to win. I know. It hurts just to write that. It's like asking your biggest rival to win, but let me explain the diabolical math behind this strategy. With the Chiefs' victory over the Colts, the Denver Broncos now have a full game advantage in the standings. And we're no longer tied up in that tiebreaker nightmare that's been haunting us since that mysterious flag that appeared on the field in Indianapolis. You remember that game, right? I was there. I saw the scoreboard flash our victory before that bizarre penalty turned everything into a loss. But now? Now the story is different. With the Colts losing, we have total control of our destiny. And there's more. If the Denver Broncos and New England Patriots win all their remaining games, guess who gets the first seed? Us. Because unlike the Patriots, we didn't lose the head-to-head matchup against the Raiders. That's the beauty of football, my friend. Every detail counts. Every win you think doesn't matter does matter. The Las Vegas sportsbooks are saying something I never thought I'd see this season. The Denver Broncos have a 50% chance to win the entire AFC. Let that sink in for a second. 50%. It's not a chance to make the playoffs. It's not a chance to win a game or two. It's a chance to dominate the entire conference and go straight to the Super Bowl. The over-under line that started at 9.5 wins at the beginning of the season has now jumped 3 full games to 12.5. That means if you bet the over, you're betting we'll win at least 13 games. 13. With 9 wins and 2 losses right now, with 6 games left, that would mean losing only 2 of our next matchups. And do you know what's crazier? When you look at the schedule we faced so far, the probability of this happening only increases. We went through 7 games in 37 days. We went to London. We played the Philadelphia Eagles on a short week. We faced the best offense of the Dallas Cowboys. And yet, here we are, with the best start since the Super Bowl 50 campaign in 2015. Now let me tell you about the real secret weapon of the Denver Broncos in 2025. And this weapon has a name, the most suffocating defense in modern NFL. Vance Joseph isn't just coordinating a defense, he's creating a work of art on the field. Look at the numbers. And tell me if this isn't absurd. Against the Kansas City Chiefs, we limited Patrick Mahomes to just 1 touchdown during the entire game. 1? The guy everyone calls the best quarterback on the planet who has more rings than fingers got stuck in our containment zone like he'd fallen into a trap. And it wasn't luck. It was pure strategy from Sean Payton. Bo Nix didn't take a single sack against that same Chiefs defense that took down Josh Allen 8 times when the Buffalo Bills faced the Houston Texans. 8 times. And the national media massacred our rookie after that game. But when Josh Allen, the supposed MVP candidate, takes 8 sacks and throws 2 interceptions, suddenly everyone goes quiet. The hypocrisy is so big it hurts. Colin Cowherd came out publicly saying he believes Sean Payton will draft another quarterback. Another quarterback? Is the guy watching the same game as me? Bo Nix is playing like a 10-year veteran. He's never had an interception returned for a touchdown in his NFL career. Never. Meanwhile, Drake May, who everyone's saying is better than our rookie, just handed an interception for a touchdown to the Cincinnati Bengals. And there's more. These analysts who keep saying J.J. McCarthy would be much better than Bo Nix need to wake up to reality. Bo Nix's worst game of the season was against the Tennessee Titans in the first game, when he threw 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. Guess what? The Minnesota Vikings would give anything to have that stat line at any time of year. Bo Nix's worst day would be J.J. McCarthy's best day in professional football. That's not opinion, it's fact. But back to the defense, because that's where our edge lives. In the last 3 games, even Lamar Jackson is putting up mediocre numbers, and everyone knows defenses are fundamental this year. If you don't have an elite defense in the NFL in 2025, you might as well quit in January and February because you're not going far in the playoffs. Jonathan Cooper, Zach Allen, John Franklin Myers, and the rest of the defensive line are playing like every snap is the last of their lives. Pat Certain, too. In the secondary, forget it. The guy is a wall. And when you have P.J. Locke and Talanoa Hufanga covering the back end, welcome to opposing quarterback's hell. Against the Chiefs, we intercepted a Mahomes pass early on, forced a fumble, won the turnover battle, hit Mahomes 4 times. He threw 46 times, and we still came away with a 22-19 victory. That's the type of game that defines championships. And you know the best part of it all? The Chiefs haven't returned to that dominant form everyone feared. They converted only 2 of 11 red zone attempts in recent games. 2. Even their content creators are saying, "This is rough, folks." When you limit a team like the Kansas City Chiefs to a single touchdown and still win, you send a message to the entire AFC. We're not here to participate. We're here to dominate. Now let's talk about something that gets me even more excited, our schedule through the end of the season. Because after this perfectly positioned bye week, the road ahead of us is practically an express highway to the playoffs. First stop after the bye week? Sunday Night Football against the Washington Commanders. And man, this game is basically an early Christmas present. Jaden Daniels, their starting quarterback, will probably be out, or at least very hurt. This is a team that's already given up on the season. They have no gas left, no will. It's the type of opponent you need to destroy to send a message to the rest of the conference. Then comes the Las Vegas Raiders. And for the love of everything holy, the Raiders have officially entered tanking mode. They took a historic beatdown from the Cleveland Browns, suffering 7 sacks in just 34 minutes of game action. 7. The Denver Broncos could break the franchise sack record in this game. Our defensive line is going to have a field day. Imagine Jonathan Cooper and the guys having free time in the backfield. It's going to be a massacre. The Green Bay Packers at home doesn't scare me anymore. They lost to the Carolina Panthers. Lost. At home. And tied with the Dallas Cowboys, who are getting massacred by everyone, the Packers aren't that intimidating team anymore. Matt LaFleur has problems on offense, and when you play at altitude at Mile High, those little problems turn into nightmares. Jacksonville Jaguars come right after. Look, they had that good game against the Chargers, but let's be honest, it's the Jacksonville Jaguars. And we play at home. With our current defense and Bo Nix commanding the offense with Cortland Sutton, Troy Franklin, and Marvin Mims opening up the field, this game is ours. And then we get to the Christmas game on the night of December 25th against, guess who? Kansas City Chiefs again. But this time at their place. And here's where it gets interesting. If everything goes as expected, this game might not mean anything for the first seed. If the Patriots stumble, and let's be honest, they will stumble, we might even rest starters and let Jarrett Stidham play. But there's a crucial detail many people aren't noticing. If the Denver Broncos and Patriots win all their games and the first seed is on the line, we have the advantage. Because we didn't lose to the Raiders in the head-to-head, that means control is in our hands. Think about it. With the first seed in the AFC, we only need to win 2 games at home in the playoffs to reach the Super Bowl. 2. And our home field advantage is unbeatable. We've won the last 10 straight games at Mile High, including last season. Flying at altitude is tough, it's loud, the air is thin. Visiting teams simply can't perform at the same level. But you know what the real secret weapon of the Denver Broncos in 2025 is? It's not just the defense. It's not just the favorable schedule. It's not just Bo Nix playing above expectations. It's having Sean Payton as head coach. This guy is simply the best head coach in football right now. And no, that's not opinion. It's based on results. He's definitely better than Shane Steichen of the Colts. No question. The Colts wasted that game against the Chiefs in a way that would never happen under Payton's command. Think about everything Sean Payton told us at the beginning of the season. Everyone laughed when he said this was a Super Bowl potential team. Everyone! They said he was crazy, that he was overestimating the roster, that it was just marketing. And now? Now we're in second place in the AFC. Everything he predicted is becoming reality. This is the most unpredictable season in AFC history. Nobody can predict which team will dominate. But you know who I put my trust in? Sean Payton. Because when you have a coach of this caliber and a quarterback like Bo Nix who only gets better every week, you go far in the playoffs. Period. And let me tell you something else. Payton has a perfect record coming off bye weeks with us. We've won both games after the bye during his tenure in Denver, against Buffalo in 2023, and against Indianapolis in 2024. The guy uses that time to adjust strategies, heal injuries, and prepare the team mentally for the final sprint. It's not a coincidence. When we come back against the Commanders on Sunday Night Football, you're going to see a transformed Denver Broncos, faster, stronger, more focused. Pat Surtain, too, will be back after recovering from the chest injury. Alex Singleton returns, further strengthening our defense. J.K. Dobbins, our running back, who has been doing sensational work, will have 2 more weeks to recover completely. Let's talk about the numbers the national media insists on ignoring. Bo Nix has 2,421 passing yards, completing 61.2% of passes, with 18 touchdowns and only 8 interceptions. That's 220.1 yards per game, plus 213 rushing yards with 3 touchdowns on 50 carries. Cortland Sutton leads the team in receptions with 45 catches for 649 yards and 4 touchdowns. Troy Franklin has exploded in recent weeks. Marvin Mims is a constant threat on explosive plays. This offense isn't just competent, it's dangerous. And the defense? We're the 3rd best defense in the NFL in points allowed, giving up only 17.5 points per game. 3rd in the entire NFL. Meanwhile, our offense scores 23.4 points per game. It might not seem spectacular, but it's more than enough when your defense doesn't let anyone breathe. Will Lutz, our kicker, was just named AFC Special Teams Player of the Week after the victory over the Chiefs. The guy is automatic. 3 field goals in that game, including a clutch one that kept us ahead when we needed it most. And about that epic victory against the Chiefs, it was our 8th consecutive win. 8th! We're not winning by luck. We're not winning because the schedule is easy. We're winning because we're a complete team. Tom Brady himself, called the Denver Broncos one of the most complete teams in the league after that victory. He praised Sean Payton for building what could be a historic defense. When the greatest quarterback of all time gives you that kind of recognition, you know you're on the right track. But numbers and statistics only tell half the story. The other half? It's about mentality. And the 2025 Denver Broncos have the championship mentality that's been missing for years. Remember the historic comeback against the Cincinnati Bengals? We were down 26-8 with 6 minutes and 38 seconds left. Our win probability dropped to 0.7%. 0.7%. And yet, we came back. We scored 33 points in the fourth quarter, the second highest total in NFL history. Bo Nix became the first player in league history to rush for 2 touchdowns and throw for 2 more in the same quarter. That victory broke a streak of 1,602 consecutive games where teams leading by 18 points or more in the final 6 minutes always won. 1,602 games. We didn't just break that streak. We pulverized it. That's the type of victory that defines seasons, that creates legends, that makes you believe nothing is impossible. And since then, only victories, one after another. Against the Dallas Cowboys, we dominated from start to finish. That game wasn't even fair. After a Bo Nix interception that resulted in a Cowboys field goal early on, we took total control. It was a demonstration of raw power. Against the Las Vegas Raiders on Thursday night, it was a classic defensive game. We only allowed 1 touchdown the entire game. Ashton Jeanty, their rookie running back, only got that single 4-yard TD, and they had 2 costly penalties that negated 2 big plays. A 32-yard Jeanty run, negated by holding. The defense simply dominated. But wait, because there's something I haven't told you yet. Something about what's happening behind the scenes that could change everything. Insiders are talking about moves Sean Payton is making in the locker room. Tactical adjustments that even ESPN hasn't picked up on yet. And this could be the difference maker that takes us to the Super Bowl. Look, if you're enjoying this deep dive on the Denver Broncos, subscribe to the channel now. Because when we get to the playoffs, I'm going to bring exclusive content you won't find anywhere else. Analysis of every game, interviews, live reactions. And tell me in the comments, do you believe we're going far in the playoffs? Which game are you most anxious to see? And now let me tell you about the matchup that all of Broncos Country is waiting for. No, it's not just against the Chiefs again. It's about what this team can do long-term because, look, we have Bo Nix for years. This is only his second year. Second. And he's already playing at a level many veteran quarterbacks never reach. Imagine what he'll be 3-4 years from now with more experience under Sean Payton's command. Courtland Sutton just signed a contract extension. He'll be here leading our receiver corps. Troy Franklin, being a rookie receiver coming from Oregon, along with Bo Nix, already has that natural chemistry. It's like having a direct telepathic line on the field. And the defense, Pat Surtain, too, is only 25 years old. Jonathan Cooper is 27. Most of our defensive corps is in their prime or getting there. We're not talking about a rebuilding team fighting to make the playoffs once. We're talking about a dynasty in formation. George Payton, our general manager, put this roster together brilliantly. The draft trades he made to get the right pieces, the free agents he brought in, even Mercedes Lewis, who at 41 became the oldest tight end to play in NFL history and the oldest player in franchise history, was a perfect strategic addition to mentor our young guys. You know what really annoys me? The narrative the national media is pushing. They insist on diminishing what the Denver Broncos are doing. They find excuses for every victory. Oh, but it was against a weak team. Oh, but they got lucky. Oh, but they won't keep it up. Lies. All lies. When the New England Patriots barely beat the terrible Cincinnati Bengals defense with a score of 26-20, everyone praised Drake May. But when Bo Nix dominates that same defense on Monday Night Football, suddenly the credit is ignored. Did the Bengals defense regress since our game? Maybe. But that doesn't change the fact we destroyed them. And about that ridiculous comparison with Drake May, we need to be honest here. The Patriots have had a much easier schedule than ours. The only victory that really impresses was against the Buffalo Bills, and they'll have the chance to repeat that feat soon. But I firmly believe the Denver Broncos will overtake the New England Patriots in the AFC. And if we don't, I feel extremely comfortable going to Foxborough for that game. Because I know Sean Payton will have a perfect game plan. The truth is simple. We're better than the Patriots. Our defense is better, our offense is more balanced, our coach is more experienced, and our rookie quarterback is playing at a superior level to theirs. Another thing nobody talks about, the Denver Broncos are among the top 5 in odds to win the Super Bowl, according to Fox Sports. Our odds improved from plus 2,500 in the preseason to 1,100 now. That's a gigantic jump. Sportsbooks don't do that by accident. They see what everyone who actually watches our games sees. This team is special. But look, I'm not going to lie to you. It won't be easy. It never is. The NFL is a league where any team can win on any Sunday, and we have real challenges ahead. J.K. Dobbins went on injured reserve. That hurts. He was doing fantastic work in the backfield. R.J. Harvey is going to need to step up. The kid has talent, but he's a rookie. He needs to show he can carry the load. Pat Certain, too, is dealing with that chest injury. He should be back, but needs to be 100%. Our secondary depends so much on him. When he's on the field, it's like having an extra safety. Without him, we're vulnerable. Alex Singleton is also coming back from injury, and linebacker is a crucial position in Vance Joseph's scheme. We need him healthy and ready to dominate the middle of the field. And there's the intangible factor, pressure. The more we win, the more expectations grow. Broncos Country is pumped, and that's great. But it also puts extra pressure on the guys, especially on Bo Nix, who's still young. But you know what makes me confident? This team has already shown it can handle pressure. That comeback against the Bengals? Maximum pressure. Beating the Chiefs at home with the whole world watching? Maximum pressure. And we won. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. Do you really believe the Denver Broncos can make it to the Super Bowl this year? Because I believe. With every fiber of my being, I believe. Look at all the pieces that fell perfectly into place. Sean Payton arrived with a plan. George Payton executed that plan flawlessly. Bo Nix was the perfect draft pick. Vance Joseph assembled a historic defense. Courtland Sutton accepted the veteran leader role. Pat Certain instead became the best cornerback in the league. And most importantly, this team believes. You see it in their eyes, in how they celebrate, in how they support each other. When Will Lutz nails that decisive field goal, everyone runs to hug him. When the defense forces a fumble, the offense returns the favor by scoring. It's a family. The home field advantage at Mile High can't be underestimated. The altitude affects visiting teams in ways you can't imagine. They tire faster. Breathing gets difficult. Judgment gets compromised. And with 125 fans screaming on every snap, it's impossible to communicate. If we can get that first seed in the AFC, and we're very close, we only need 2 home wins, 2, against whatever opponent shows up, and with our defense playing at this level, with Bo Nix commanding the offense with ice in his veins, with Sean Payton calling the plays, I'm betting on us. But there's one thing I haven't fully revealed yet, a change that's happening inside the locker room. A secret strategy Sean Payton is implementing specifically for the playoffs. ESPN analysts are starting to catch signals, but haven't connected the dots yet. And when they do, when they realize what Payton is building, it'll be too late. Because we'll already be 3 steps ahead. Look, subscribe to the channel now if you're true Broncos Country. Because I'm going to bring exclusive analysis of every playoff game. I'm going to break down every strategy. I'm going to show the details the national broadcast doesn't catch. And I want you with me on this journey to the Super Bowl. Leave in the comments. Which opponent do you most want to face in the playoffs? Chiefs again? Bills? Who do you think is our biggest threat? And share this video with every Denver Broncos fan you know. Because Broncos Country needs to unite. The secret weapon has already begun. And it's going to flip the game in 2025. Mile high till I die. And as always, go Broncos.